So let's do this. If you look at my date here, you can see something. I'll tell you in a second. There's no movie magic going on here. Um, our SSH server should be running now. We're ready to connect it to our machine. Pop it up by one. Okay. Watch your font. Don't go popping it up, say that big. You know what I mean? Which I like to do because I like to sit back and read everything easily. But somehow that blows apart your install and it doesn't work. And I think what it does is you drop packets through SSH when you do that. Well, I think it takes more time. Sometimes it just doesn't happen. And the reason why is I want to say it's the same thing with a kernel. Okay, if your screen's too big with a kernel, it says that it sends you a warning when you say make menu config. You get a warning saying that your kernel or your display needs to be X amount, so big to do this, and that's what happens. So I have had errors with building LFS if my console is too big or my Windows too big terminal. So let's say pop it up only by one. That's all I can give you. I would like to make it more readable, but it fails doing that. I get erroneous errors around like glibc build 1 pass 1. You know what I mean? It's just weird. And that's an attribute. So let me say there's no movie magic going on. The date is now. Okay. And I've failed a couple times building this through SSH while trying to record. Stupid stuff like my recorder bugs out, it cuts off halfway through the video, just dumb, retarded, stupid things, not even pertaining to LFS. I built 3 LFSs on my laptop on my target where I want to go, and I built one through SSH, so I got it down. It's just I'm getting a lot of weird errors at times, okay, and it's through SSH and my screen and my encoder. I mean, so if it's like, if it's not my build, it's my encoder crashing. So, but I made a nice little app to take care of that, but this kernel doesn't have frame buffer support. My network's all apart right now. So trying to get incurses, by the way, which Ubuntu 10.10 doesn't have incurses. I don't understand that. I don't understand that. Enough of the gripe. Please, let's build SSH into our system at 192.168.1.102. Okay? You will get an error. Okay? I have to get comfortable. Comfort is the key to success, and you will be building for 14 hours. Trust me, you want to be comfortable. Please situate yourself. This is an error that you will receive, may receive. Okay, I'm going to show you how to skin and get around this really easily. Okay, keyboard has to be placed just right, the right keyboard. What's going on here is your host keys can get tangled up, okay? And that happens quite often when you use DHCP and you have servers running and blah blah blah, and you have an SSH connection that used to be on this computer, but you moved it and your keys got tangled up because you started new keys. Okay, so you can do this. Let's cat this comment into one tick. One tick overwrites everything in it. Well, clear out our host keys with that. Now let's say SSH. Okay, now we're ready to go. Okay, but those are the type of things that I've had happening. I'm still using the same live CD, so everything's fine. We're still using the same sources, so just want to show you that there is no movie magic, because there are fakers out there. It's a thing to be achieved to build an LFS, but some people don't do it correctly. And let's say, first thing I want to do is I want to make a directory. and I'm going to put it in my mount folder. Let's call it stuff X. Okay, and I want to mount our sources and everything to that so we can retrieve stuff. Mine is on SDA3, mount it to stuff X. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go get that documentation. I'm going to go get the documentation and I'll pull it up on my laptop so I can read it and type. So we'll say copy verbose. Let's say it's at mount stuffx home Doug desktop. Let's say LFS. This is the book. Okay, I want to copy that to temp LFS. No, just temp. Okay. Now off camera here, I'm going to say links with a Y, so I get some color going on. I don't even think the Slive CD comes with a links with an I. Okay, now I have the documentation up. Everything is ready to go. Introduction. I'm going to start at 2.2. I'm going to skip all the foreplay. Okay, I'm going to start at 2.2, and we're going to roll from there. Now, maybe I'll make a heads up later on, but I'm assuming that you F-disked out your hard drive. I'm not going to F-disk. I have toots on F-disk in LFS 6.2 towards the earlier parts, okay, maybe 5, I don't know, really early, really like the second tutorial, okay, or you guys can go find F-disk or whatever like that. But if you're F-disked out, I'm not going to F-disk because I'm going to show you my partition table here. I got 9 partitions. I cleared out a partition a long time ago preparing for this, and so SDA, let's say 6 through 9, they're all about equal, same size. I really don't want to go cutting them up. And SDA 4's got my, what do you call it on it? My extended on it. So I really don't want to go cutting those up. Those are all kind of specced out. Okay. So let's say make E2FS journal verbose, that's going to make it ext3fs, our partition, which mine is going to be SDA6. Okay, we have to format our partition. I'll be going over a lot of stuff as we go into it, and not so much beforehand, okay? But I will take the time to explain all that I know. So that's done. There's other advanced partitioning schemes over here. Blah blah blah. We have I'm gonna start a fire here. And you ready? Go. I am not going to use a swap partition. It's optional to me. Okay. You may want to use a swap partition, but I have 2 gigs of RAM on this machine, and I am never going to use enough for a swap partition, so I am going to skip the swap partition for my LFS. I have before. Swap is optional, believe it or not. Say make LFS. We want to export this variable here and stick that to be true. Always check and make sure that the variable set. We'll be checking throughout the chapters. Okay. I have to make now a directory, parent directory, within my $LFS, which is, I'm going to make that directory, okay, which is mount LFS. It's our new mount point for our LFS. And we're going to mount our formatted partition, which would be XD3 to, we have to say what it is SDA6. I'm going to mount that to our mount point we just created. Don't mean to speed through everything, but I want to get this done and use this so bad. So bad. It's been 2 weeks. 2 weeks between finding out, figuring out, testing, and now video. Okay? So, now we need to say, swap on. If you're using swap, make sure the S-pin swap on. Okay? Now we should say, we have to make a couple directories within our mounted partition. So let's say mount or make directory v $LFS. Okay. The book doesn't say to do it like this, but I know from previous experience I can make two directories at the same time by doing this. Okay, tools and sources. Okay, and we need to change mod. We need to make this tools directory writable. So we say $LFS, not tools, I'm sorry, sources. I'm going too fast, man, hey. Sources needs to be 777s, okay? And that's what we did there. So now let's say copy for both. We're going to copy out from mount stuffx. We need to go get our sources. So let's say stuffx, home Doug, desktop. Where do we put the sources? They should be somewhere over here. All. Okay? And we want to copy that to $LFS sources. Okay? This is only going to take a second or 5. The wget stuff, blah blah blah, packages, what they are, and everything else like that. You guys can read that. About LFS on section 4.1. Alright? We're going to start here. Let's say echo $LFS. Hope it stuck. And yes, it did. If it didn't, we are in big trouble. We already made our tools directory. Let's link tools to $LFS. Let's say link tools to our root partition. We can LSL out root, and we can grep the tools. We can find that our partition is linked to LFS tools. Okay, that's done. First we have to add a temporary user, and that we have to add a group for a temporary user. So let's add group add LFS. This is only temporary, don't put too much thought into it, okay? Because as soon as you turn off this computer, your user will be deleted. It's just a temporary user for now. With bin bash capabilities to group LFS, when you say make k dev null, our username, which is LFS, okay? Stick to the book. And it's only temporary, so it's okay. And we say password our LFS user. I would recommend that you use something according to the guidelines of the warnings up here. And a new password, minimal 5, maximum 127. Okay. Open passwords, which are just the enter key. I've shown against them. SSH by default does not accept open passwords. A lot of programs hate open passwords. So even if you have to double your password that you know now, do that to get above 5, okay? Because I've had problems with under 5 password. So that's just all that stuff. So chown v, our user, we want to chown our LFS tools directory to our user, okay, or change owner. Failed to change to LFS. Why? How about chown v LFS our $LFS sources directory. Okay. Okay. Chown v LFS our $LFS tools directory. No such file or directory. Okie dokie. Let's look at our history. Echo LFS, mount LFS. That's why I always forget the S. Always forget the S. Let's say we're going to remove root tools. Okay. And we're going to remove $LFS tool. There's no S. Let's make a directory. We'll call it $LFS/tools. Okay. And we need to link that directory to $LFS tools will be linked to root. Alright, now let's change owner to LFS, our LFS tools directory. Cool. That's over. Let's say su LFS, and we're going to get some color. So it says here we have to set up some environment variables, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to cat into tilde / dot bash underscore profile. Okay, make sure you put the EOF end of file. Okay, we're going to say execute environment -I home is going to equal $home. Term is going to equal $term. PS1 variable will be 2 single quotes, escape U, stop, escape W, escape $, space, don't forget the space, and we'll say bin bash. Okay? Okay. End of file. Now when I say escape, I mean the backslash, and the reason why I call it that is because you can escape things with the backslash so that they will print, okay? And stop, I say that because when you say run a program and you hit stop, it'll stop, okay? So it's not the escape key, and it's no special key called stop. Now let's cat into our tilde dot run, we'll say bash rc. We have to create a bash rc file. Okay, and we need to say set plus h, let's say umask 022. Let's hard code our variable in, so we'll say LFS mount LFS lc underscore all is going to equal POSIX. LFS underscore target is going to equal $encapsulate uname -m jump out LFS Linux GNU. Path will equal tools bin stop user bin. Okay, looks good. Export LFS space lc underscore all space LFS underscore target space path. Looks good. EOF. Okay, that's that. We're gonna go to we have to source our new profile, so we'll say source bash underscore profile. We should be stripped of our colors. Now we're ready to go. You can read about the SBUs. I'll be telling you about them in the next tutorial. Okay. Make flags, very important. I'm not going to use any make flags. By the way, let me just cd into $LFS sources. Okay, this is where we will start right here. Okay, no make flags, and the reasons are I will tell you better in the next tutorial. Okay, and that's that. Temporary system toolchain notes. You guys can read all this stuff. It's all right here. It's better explained in the book than by me. Okay, so in the next tutorial we'll go over some quickies on what to do, some conventions, and we'll go rolling. Peace out. I have to sit back so I can hit Control C later.